let's talk about this a little bit. So I've been grinding No's cutscene patch. Ollie got a 217, which is like contextual, like that's actually such a sick time. Like 217s must be like 319s at least on console. So yeah, I've picked up the grind again and was just kind of embracing Ollie's philosophy of just grinding the shit out of runs and just trying to like just take what you get. Just never reset. Just take what you get unless the run is absolutely dead. And if it is dead, well then that's fine. Just reset at that point. But just kind of believe in the run. And so that's been the philosophy, and kind of that's what I've done. So I was doing streams a week in Discord. So some people have popped in and no one said hi, which is fine. Rafi's popped in a couple times. I think I've seen Carrie once. But yeah, so we've been doing that. I've kind of been mad at this game because I've been getting shit on a little bit, so I actually used a meme name. I never use meme names. Never use meme names. I actually went with Bless RNG. Which is kind of funny. Kind of prophetic in a way. So shout outs to Bless RNG. Suddenly, how you doing? Yeah, so this did end up PBing, so I don't want to pretend like it didn't PB. But I do want to talk through the run, because I don't often get to talk through decision making, talk through my thought process and stuff. So I figured, seeing as there's no comms on this recording anyway, I can just kind of do a video over the top of it and just kind of talk through things and whatnot. So yeah, I guess the first thing to say is that, yeah, I suck at this menu. Fuck that menu. First thing to say is, like, I have had so much fun playing the cutscene patch. Like, genuinely, it's just so much fun. The fact that you don't have to mash is, like, really good. I think, you know, at 2 hours and a bit long, and if the runs are gonna die, they're gonna die, like, about around the hour half mark. Like, you play a decent amount of game, and it's fairly accessible, so I kind of like that. That plus no mashing, it feels really good to play this category. So I don't care that it's a side category that's like miscellaneous and, like, you know, only like kind of the hardcore Golden Sun people know about it. I think this is like a really fun way to speedrun the game. I actually think communities should adopt this more often. I think Hades has done it quite well, just like doing a mod to make the game more fun. Right? I think that's super valuable. Oh, I don't have alerts on this, but thanks, Chibi. Chibi Marcus, appreciate that. I'd have to switch scenes and pull it in, but I mean, I can do that. I should probably do that. While this is just playing out. But yeah, I really enjoyed No Cutscene Patch for that reason. It's basically, you've taken the base game and taken out all the things that aren't fun, and just leave the rest of the game alone. And I think that's just a smart thing to do. I think more communities should do that. I think I look at Octopath Traveler, and I think if you could legalize a Kate, right? Legalize a scripted Kate or something, I think people would have way more fun with the game. But that's just me. I'm grinding for like hours to get a PB, grinding for hours to get a Kate or something is just not fun. Especially seeing as you're not really doing anything and it's all RNG. Especially so like Golden Sun, super RNG heavy game. It's a lot of it is going to be getting volume of runs through rather than anything else. So I really think that a category like this, which really does preserve your hands and looks after you as a person more than any other category, this allows you to get the volume of runs and to get a really sick time, which is why it's easier, quote unquote, to get these insane times. Like, we estimate that No Cutscene Patch saves about an hour and some minutes. We're not sure exactly how many minutes. It'd be like 1 to 2, I think. So it's either hour 1 or hour 2 minutes, I'd say, or hour 3 maybe. So yeah, I think, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't go insane this time. You're quite right, Carrie. I got very lucky. Like, you can't plan runs to happen. You just go a little bit crazy at the game, and yeah, you just hope that it works. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, this is perfect RNG. I fucked up the menu, but that's fine. Like I said, we're not resetting over anything because we just, you know, you can't reset over the stuff. Otherwise, yeah, you do go insane just resetting. Just look at our friend Bluezer. So yeah, perfect RNG. Don't need perfect RNG. I'll take anything. I've actually taken a 5 fail recently, which was actually worked out quite nice. I got a flare wall, or mad blast or something, and it was all good. But yeah, so that's a little bit of a preamble about this run, why I'm doing it. I think I need to talk about Ollie a lot as well. Like, this dude's actually just insane. He's actually so good. I think contending against him in this category is like, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know why. Like, these runs are... Like, it's really hard to contextualize just how good they are, right? They are silly levels of good. Alright, I'm gonna put alerts on. Hold on. Let me just copy my alerts. Copy. Paste. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's really hard to contextualize just how good these runs are. Like, the level of silliness that you actually need to PB now is kind of absurd. Like, absurd beyond any reasonable doubt. The really crazy thing is that we keep bopping each other by like 30 seconds. So, by what I mean is that, like, I think Ollie got like a 2:19:30, and then I got a 2:19:0x or something. And then he got a 2:18:30, then I got a 2:18:03, then he got a 2:17:30, so it's kind of like, we're kind of like... Our PBs are like by like a minute, and we're like kind of dropping the time 30 seconds each time. It's kind of nuts. I genuinely don't know if we'll be able to do it again. Like, this is a super hard run to beat. But hey, that's besides the point. But yeah, the early games are always nothing special, but we might as well play it through in its entirety. This isn't like a normal Golden Sun run where you gotta sit through the intro and kind of deal with the nonsense that is cutscenes. But yeah, I think... I don't know, there's something about just doing runs and doing it for the... Trying to do it to complete and just trying to get through things. I think it's just it's really helped the mental game, I think, to kind of carry his point. I think that when you try and force the game to be nice, it actually just drives you insane, right? Like, I actually did a day once where I did 117 Satoros grinds. And I spent like 3 hours or something just resetting intro, because we got nothing good in the intro. And like, you don't need an obscenely good intro to get a 217. It helps. 117, sorry, it helps. But like, it's that reset pressure that kind of like, it sucks the fun out of playing the game. When you're not having fun, you just hate everything, and you become a bitter and twisted person, and you end up getting a hammer and smashing your Wii U, right? You have to be okay with like what happens in playing it, right? In many ways, Bowie has the right mindset to this. Ollie has the right mindset for this, and that's why they punch above their Bowie punches above his weight when it comes to PB times. Like, we've often thought that, when me and Blueser have had chats, like, Bowie will be using kind of outdated-ish strategies and just the stuff that he knows and is doing it his way, which isn't necessarily the fastest way. But he doesn't drive himself insane. And that allows him to get a really good time, even if he isn't using, like, the best tech, right? Whereas Blueser, on the other hand, might be using the latest strategies, but, like, you just grind yourself, you mash your face against the RNG, and you just come out worse off every time. Exactly, Leap, exactly. So, right out the gate, this is actually super good RNG. Like, where is my second encounter? I think, like, I got good rate, like, very consistently in this run. Which is kind of, like, lucky. Kind of lucky is putting it mildly. Unfortunately, I can't get all my fleas, but, like, the rate is so important, right? I've often said that I'd prefer to get good rate rather than first try fleas, which is kind of strange to say, but if you're not getting encounters, like, it's just better, I think. Anyway, besides the point. Yeah, it's like 2 encounters to the first door is, like, stupid good. Even though you get the flea fail, like, you take that any day of the week. And what's up, AKD? How you doing, man? Yeah, really there's not too much that goes on here. I might just skip through the interior bit because it's kind of boring. What do you mean by that, AQD? What's up, FMA? How you doing? Dude, these rates are nuts. Never, like, in the moment you don't realize, but like... Oh, quad. Oh, this is why I never realized, because I get, like, dicked over by, like, Quinn double fails. Any indie JRPGs I'm excited for? Not really. Haven't seen anything good. I mean, Golden Sun is really RNG swingy, but I mean, that's kind of the point. That's why you can get away with not resetting. So I've actually changed my method of doing that. I usually use select and L and R to hotkey things, but it's easier and better for me to just use L or R and not worry about the select input. And yeah, that's working really well for me. It's how I do it in TLA. Yep, the classic last encounter right before the thing. But anyway, a low 10 is very good still. This is like a 1730 pace, I think, or high 1720 or something. I forget the exact conversion. But that's like a very good time, basically. I'm just going to skip through all this because we don't need to worry about interior. It's like literally not 10 minutes of running around doing nothing, which we kinda don't care about. Yeah, well. Alright, we failed. Forget to split. Classic. Who cares? Oh, that slot 3 selected that just came up. I was like typing in Discord through this. So you'll be, if you look through my messages in Discord on the TBS channel, I hit 3 at some point. And that's why that came up. It's pretty funny. I have my BizHawk set to accept inputs when the window isn't in focus for obvious reasons. That allows you just to scroll through notes and stuff and still put inputs through and whatnot. So we actually did learn something pretty disturbing earlier this week, and that you can save maybe like a second if you have Garrett in slot 1, which is really silly. But there's 2 instances where this saves time. The first one is if all the elemental stars go to Garrett and not Isaac, Garrett doesn't walk over to Isaac to take it off him. So he'll just go straight to Alex and give him the stars, which saves like, well, I think it was like 1.2 seconds or something. And then for some reason, in this battle sequence, this defend action is faster when he's in slot 1 as opposed to slot 2, and it saves another second. So you'd need to move Garrett to slot 1 basically anytime during the prologue. So probably during the when you open the menu to do either the first or the second item thingy, the small jewel thing. So getting to Vault here is 30%. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. We got it today, that's very nice. The downside of Garrett slot 1 though is that you get a bunch of herbs on Garrett, like you get all of the herbs on Garrett, which is kind of a pain. Especially seeing as we're so used to having herbs on Isaac. And the other thing that's annoying is Flint goes to Garrett, which gives you an extra Jin swap later on if you're going to use the strategies we use on Satoros, and it kind of mucks up where the Jin goes, so we have to figure out whether or not we can actually make it work. Yep, lady blocks me, so that's one of the downsides of going the fast route here. Either the old lady or the middle-aged lady can block you. It's pretty unlikely that they do that, but sometimes they do. So I've been thinking a lot about the... what's up, Futurix, by the way? I've been thinking a lot about how to catch the bandits quickly, because there is like optimal catches and things like that. Like, yo, what's up, Conical? How's your stream, my dude? Like, I actually realized there's like a lot of really fast catches, but they're all like RNG. Like, there's actually a catch where you push Ivan right at the beginning, and then you catch the bandit up here. It's kind of crazy, so... sorry, I'm going to overlay with my mouse now. So basically the strat is you push Ivan this way, Ivan goes up this way, this orange dude runs all the way around up here, and then you catch him up here. Like, I would have caught him if I'd done that. It's kind of an interesting strategy that, I tried it out once and it failed, so I never did it again, but, like, I've been thinking a lot about how you do catch the bandits fast, but in the end I've just kind of defaulted to the same old blues method, which is fine. Same old, that sucks, Chronicle. Have you considered just getting better RNG? Just putting that out there? Yeah, if you catch orange and purple guy at the same time, it's actually slower because Mind Reader has more lag. Crap, run died diffusion. Well, at least you got diffusion dragon. So nothing special in bandits, you know how we do this. The only thing is that people really need to start doing agility checks. I genuinely think just watching your agility here is like unbelievably important. So that's kind of like the only thing that I'm doing these days that is different. I'm always trying to kill one of the thieves on this turn. We get really lucky and kill them both here with Flare. With Ray, sorry. But I'm like, my strategy here now is I'm always trying to take out a purple guy. Even if they've used a herb, I'll still try and take him out. Simply because I think the less actions that they'll use, the better. So now we've got an interesting situation. So using Venus here to cover for the fact that this guy can use a herb. If he didn't use the herb, attack will finish it off, or defend Ray or whatever will finish it off. But if he does use the herb, then you don't kill, so you have to do... If you throw in Venus, you get the Ray kill, which I did. Watching the agility here, I get a 3. So I rolled a 3, and this is why I complained in the Discord about this, I think. I think you're gonna see, slot 3 comes up. I complained at the Discord, I was like, damn, instant slot 3 roll. But this is, sorry, agility 3 roll, not slot 3. So the whole reason agility matters here is that if you get 2 agility plus 4s on Isaac, then you will outspeed Forge. And that's useful because you can do the turn 2 heal strat on Forge. But if you get either of your level ups as a plus 3 instead of a plus 4, you won't outspeed Forge. So that means you have to play the fight a little bit differently. And I think part of that is actually giving, if I recall correctly, you give Flint over to Garrett, and then turn 1 you do Cure, Flint, Ray. So you preemptively cure with Isaac, knowing that you're going to underspeed Forge. So that's why this what's called agility check, because you have to be paying attention to that. If you pay attention to that, then Forge is not nearly as much of a problem. So that's kind of like my rant about this, because I think people, they should be checking for this way more often than they currently are. Like, you know, just knowing what's going to happen in the Forge fight just gives you the agency to play around that gen. So yeah. Otherwise, we're nothing special. I mean, I've actually had a crap run with bandits lately. I think I had Isaac die more than once, actually, this week. Yeah, dude, you gotta name your split agility check, man. You gotta do it. And then size 100 font in your notes. It's a pretty good place to get an encounter. It's like 50-50 to get an encounter from here. I forget if I get it or not. Nice, 50-50. Yeah, like I said, I remember like thinking my rate was pretty good. So far early on, my rate's been pretty fantastic actually. Like we got like all of the skips, which is really nice. Well, we didn't get the skip in Soul Sanctum, but like you don't get that anyway. Well, I mean, you just insert notes above Satoros and just big yellow letters, you know, red letters or something. I don't know. I do think it's an easy way to take out some of the early bullshit. So encounter experience routing. I think me and Chronicle have discussed. There's the Flint swap, by the way. So me and Chronicle have talked about this quite a lot. We were theorizing this back when we were doing the community relay race, just trying to figure out like, hey, is there like an optimal way to take experience and encounters through to Satoros? And we've kind of all agreed that you want to take as little experience as possible. And I think we're going back and forth kind of regularly on whether you want to take the 1 experience point in Soul Sanctum or you want to take the encounter in this cave, Goma Cave. I'm on the take encounter here train. This actually prevents, well, this means you have to take 1 enemy less experience later on to get to level 6 on Ivan, which I think is quite good. So I'm using that for the time being. This is spooky, by the way. Double fail flea. Pretty shit RNG, honestly. Well, pretty shit flea RNG. So yeah, currently I'm taking the 1 encounter here, which gives you the 3 on Isaac, 3 on Garrett, which is safe and standard. So everyone's doing that today. You did Bandit Rainbow? Yeah, if you get it, it's really good. But you have to get it. I also think people over-index on getting level 3 here. You can just do Forge at level 2, especially if you've already rolled 3 agility. You can just do like the same fight, the Cure Flint Ray Venus attack Ray. You can just do that and kill at level 2. So like the only reason you're doing this really is to take out, you know, 1 encounter less of RNG basically. I got a 4 there, by the way, on Isaac, which is nice, but I mean it's irrelevant because I already rolled the 3, so we have to do the slow strat anyway. If you are going to roll a 3, it's way better to have it happen early. But yeah, Rainbow and Bandit's actually easier if you have Flint on Garrett, by the way. Just most permutations that fight end up with either Garrett killing or Ivan killing. Like, Isaac rarely kills the Bandit. In the perfect fight, if you do Flint on Garrett, you can get the Flint Rainbow kill. I think you get a good rate here as well. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Getting to Forge here without that encounter is really nice. Potentially AKD. Potentially. So yeah, here's the flex play. You do the Cure, Flint, Ray, which is really... you basically you're preempting the fact that you're going to underspeed. And this is what you need to do, right? You need to pay attention to your level up so you can actually make this flex play. I think, like I said, I think it's like really important. Yeah, if you don't do the flex here, see Ivan dies. A lot of people just YOLO this. I know Blue was YOLOing it back before he quit. And you just can't do it. You just will lose runs to it, and then you don't want to lose runs to Forge. I mean, it's not so bad in this category, but in normal, it's like 50-minute reset, which just feels bad. Like, you don't even see Satoros, you haven't had a good day, basically. Alright. This is a pretty good Goma. Like, a very good Goma, I should say. It's not gold, but it's still very good. Oh, yo, I got the skip. Damn. This early rate is silly. What's up, Shalobin? How you doing? Imagine cursing and recording. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, sub 30 is a good Goma, basically. I forget what that's equivalent to. I think Rafi or Relo was timing it. Fair enough, smile. But yeah, just the normal shop here, nothing special. I think the one special thing I am doing now is I am picking up the herb and building. I've been thinking a lot about Satoros, and I'm like, well, I just want to get runs through, you know? Like, if my objective is to finish runs, I'm okay, like, losing 10 seconds on Satoros if it means I'm not getting 1 and forward, right? Like, in this category, that's a worthwhile trade, because you could just gain and lose 10 seconds because the game looks at you the wrong way, right? So I devised the strategy which basically requires you to pick up an extra herb, which was that herb right there. And between that herb and the nut, you can actually get through almost all patterns without any risk of dying. I think there are still some patterns where you can die, or in like some bad targeting. But I think it goes down to like the 96% consistent place or something. Like only like 1 in 20, 1 in 25 runs will potentially run into issues on Satoros. So it's really quite good. So I'm a big fan of that. I may even be getting the percentage wrong, but I know it's very, very, very consistent. Well, I don't know. You're using the old strats, right, Conical? Like the normal strats, I should call them. Because I think it was Relay who had this idea to do the old, whatchamacallit, to do the herbs on Garrett kind of thing, and it just kind of works out. Also, nice move for RNG minute. I'm so bad. I've like missed that move like every run this week, by the way. Like, very silly. Very, very, very silly. Yeah, so my gold on this is actually stupid. I had like the most ridiculous overworld once, and it's just like... Yeah, I mean, that's just a silly, very, very, very silly time. So even though it says I can save a minute, you know, realistically, I can't save that much. Yeah, that move is impossible, man. I need to come at it from below and move it right for consistency's sake or something, I don't know. But yeah, so we are getting the apple here. So the apple has been a thing for a while now. The apple's just useful. It's just like a number of situations where it's like the extra level worth of attack stat makes the difference. And it shouldn't, but it does, you know? It like covers for a ton of ranges on like Killer Ape and Tret and stuff like that, and I'm sure it's even relevant in some permutations to this Citrus Spinati fight, for crying out loud. Like, it's just a thing. So everybody's favorite basement here. This basement's awful. I hate this basement with a passion. Just... You hate this. Like, you want to get through to Granite without having an encounter, so getting one halfway to Granite is awful. It's just like, oh, well, hello, you're going to get 4 encounters today. Like, you have to get really lucky somewhere to skip the encounter here. It's I don't know, I feel like 4 is the default these days. Yeah, AKD's pointing something out that's really quite cool. In the basement, there's no gen recovery because it's still treated as Kolima, the village. So even though there are encounters, there's no PP recovery, there's no gen recovery, so everything about this place is awkward. Like, you could, in theory, be using Ramses to clear stuff, but, like, you don't do it because you know how it is. So actually, I'm kind of, like, close-ish to getting 4 encounters, but this is kind of a shit encounter as well. Oh my god, see that. I hate those rats. Those rats kill Ivan all the time. I hate them. Yeah, it's actually a 3. Yeah, like, that's one of the reasons buying armor is so good. The armor and Bilbin basically make Isaac and Garrett mortal, so you don't have to heal them as much. Which is just, you know, a very useful thing. So here's a failed encounter skip, so... Not the perfect split, unfortunately. Look, dude, my gold split is almost finished. Like, how disgusting is that? My gold is absolutely silly. Like, absolutely silly. And I haven't hit the Billivan. I haven't hit this encounter skip in, like, forever. So, I don't mind missing it, though, because it's like, of the encounter skips, that's the one you're least punished for. But yeah, whatever. It happens. This is some good raid. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, like, these rats don't look very dangerous, but like, anybody who runs this game will tell you those rats are deadly. They can and will kill Ivan, given the opportunity. But yeah, actually very good Billivan Cave split. Very nice. I mean, sub 6, not going to complain about that any day of the week. Wasn't perfect, but yeah. Perfection is impossible. So the only thing I'm keeping in mind here is that my gen setup is wrong. I have Flint and Granite switched simply by virtue of the fact we had to do the backup strat on Forge. The attacks first on this gnome, like, dude, it's like the worst place to get an attacks first. Like, you actually want to take 2 encounters in here and be done with your experience for the rest of the next 2 splits, basically. This encounter is actually really good to get. The reason this encounter is good to get is because the ghouls give you, like, a lot of experience. So this is probably worth, like, 4 enemies of experience. So I just need to kill anything in the overworld, and we should be good on experience for, like, the rest of the 2 splits. Yeah, I'm not taking a gnome, dude. Gnome's a waste of time. Like, I'm not taking a 1 enemy AF, dude. Like, if it's a ghoul, maybe. So I fuck up this menu because I didn't do it. Because I'm not used to having Flint and Granite switched, but that's fine. Dude, perfect encounter. Like, straight up perfect encounter. Like, this is exactly what you want to see. If you have to take an overworld encounter, you want to see slimes. Slimes or a single mauler or something. So yeah, now I'm actually just set for experience for the rest of the split. Which is really nice. So yeah, that's something that me and Conical worked out a while ago. Like, bad movement, that's fine. A 1 HP clutch? Oh, shit. Actual 1 HP clutch. That's kind of cool. So yeah, there's a couple things that I'd like to do on the split. One is when I do my first heal with Isaac, nice rate, I hotkey move so that when I come up to the snowman later on, I'm gonna drain PP with Isaac. So yeah, I like doing that. I think that's a good play, like, because the meta at the moment is you move on Garrett so that you can heal with Isaac without having to ever worry about your PP. So at some point you gotta swap over to move with Isaac, so I like to use that opportunity to do it. 3 encounters to Emil is meh. Ivan almost going down is a bit sad, but that's okay. This is still a decent time. 213 collection is pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that. I actually almost golded the split earlier this week, kind of cool, by taking 4 encounters, which is kind of silly. I had... What did I do? Yeah, I think I had like single gnome, single ghoul. No, double slime. I had gnome, double slime, and I'm like, crap, I need to get more experience from the overworld. Then I had single rab, a single mauler, and I just took everything, and I almost golded. You know, if things aren't getting actions, it's pretty fast, you know. But yeah, I will never understand how you gain and lose time on the split. Like, I know, like, the broad principles, but, like, sometimes the times just seem so random. Like, you feel like you've had a good split, and then it doesn't materialize. Anyway, I know this is going quite well. Yeah, you're not wrong, Conical. You're not wrong. But, like, it's thinking, oh, I've actually had to take 4 encounters. Like, how am I still going fast here, you know? This is not life, Shuri, but thank you for the luck. I'll bank it towards my bronze password low routing row. I have ideas, it's gonna be interesting. Thank you, Shuri. So I'm pretty sure you can, like... I need to look into this, but I'm pretty sure you can just Kieran Ramses this. But, like, Kieran with Isaac and Ramses with Ivan. I want to check that at some point. Yeah, I mean, the double mauler was not that bad at all. Like, it was not, like... It's not great. But, yeah. So that movement there gets recovery. That's optional. Like, especially when you're in a situation like this where you don't need to take any more encounters. Like, probably should just do the warp and do the menu later, but habitually I always get the recovery. But, you know, just thinking about it now, it's probably a better play to do that. It saves like a fraction of a second in movement. So set up the PP, do the menus. The menu is kind of different with the strat. You give 1 herb to Mia, leave all of the herbs on Garrett, and then otherwise everything's fine. It's kind of nice that you don't have to switch characters around at all. But yeah, so anyway, we retreat glitch, and now we're just basically fleeing. You actually want to see sirens. Sirens, like pragmatically speaking, one of the better encounters you can get. Harpies and lizard fighters are like scary as fuck. Puddles are scary as well. You want to see sirens because they've got sleep, by the way. If they use sleep, then you get a free flee. And they have like non-damaging abilities like that glower at you and whatnot, so you do actually like seeing them. This is a scary encounter, and believe me, I genuinely considered keeping this poison. Genuinely was like, oh, do I keep this for later on? Like, you just can't. Yeah, I figured Kieran Isaac would kill, so I mean, we should just do that, because it like saves an input. That would be a very long poison, but it's just, you know, getting poisoned is such a feels bad Shuri that it's like, I'm just gonna keep it. You know? Prism is good. I've had a good run with Sleet. I haven't had being Froth Speared in a very long time, actually. I don't know, I think Froth Spear is just like a matter of thought. Like, if you think you're gonna get Froth Speared, you're gonna get Froth Speared. Actually, Ollie came up with a cool kill with a set of like oil drops and stuff that like avoid getting killed by Froth Spear, which is really nice. But anyway, that's a different topic altogether. But yeah, pretty good split, all things considered. Basically tying my PB. I think we saved like a couple seconds, or yeah, but half a second basically. But like, it's a really good split. Like, nothing went wrong. Like, puddles were a bit of a pain, but you know, yo, dude, what's up, man? Thank you for the sub. You can also use Grint. Yeah, you can also use Grint, as our favorite blue person does. But yeah, don't pay any respect to Froth Sphere, it's just the thing. Yeah, failing to retreat glitch. We'll call that RNG minute. I don't know if you guys do that, but I do it all the time. Like, I think I've got retreat up, and then I walk through a door and it doesn't work. Just me? Okay, just me then. I also do the TLA special, which is when you bind something other than retreat to your retreat hotkey and use that instead of retreat all over the place. Which is kind of fun, like using whirlwind instead of retreat or using sand instead of retreat. It's good times. But yeah, okay, so Satoros are slightly different. The general thought process here is that Garrett's got a heal now. He's got 2 heals, in fact. And you can preemptively heal on fireball turns, and you can kind of play around the fact that people can tank a hit and heal them when they don't need to be healed. Heal them even though, like, they're damaged, they can still tank a hit, so you can still heal them, basically. So Garrett actually ends up being quite useful because of that. Attack Seeds, you hate to see them. Attack Heat Flash, probably the worst possible outcome, because now you get fireballs, and you don't have any protection up. But this is where some of the stuff is useful. So instead of using Sleep, the strategy uses a Herd with Garrett. So normally you do Fizz Sleet, but what strat allows you to do, the fireball's going to come out, but Garrett's going to underspeed Satoros and heal. So it actually gives you a ton of safety, and as long as you're always healing Garrett and Ivan, they're always going to be damaged, right? They're always damaged by fireball. So you can Fizz one of them, herb the other one, and then double heal on this turn, which could happen. Oh, I don't double heal because I don't need to, because only 1% was hit, but if 4 people were hit, you can double heal and kind of be in perfect condition. So it's actually quite a Gigabrain strat, I think. It does kind of slow the damage output a little bit, but that's kind of what I was saying. Like, you trade the like 10 seconds or what it is for safety. And I think on Satoros, like, why not? Like, it's so far into the run, you can just do it. The second fireball's not really scary, you have granite up, but 3 target again is very nice. 3 target just gives you flexibility, you can just kind of screw around now, it doesn't really matter, it's very easy. Nice HP, Ivan. And yeah, there's that Garrett healing somebody who's damaged, who can tank a hit anyway, but it kind of puts them in a good position. So no one's going to die on this turn. Everybody can tank Heat Flash from this position, so just throw out the extra damage with Slash. Sorry, it's attack. So this is an Eruption turn, and I got an extra Prism and an extra Slash in, so I think I can kill with Venus, but I'm not sure. So I throw out the Flint, use Venus, and hope to God that I can kill before Eruption comes out. Eruption coming out is quite slow, but, you know, if it saves an action, it saves an action. If you don't get the ability to throw out the extra Prism and the Slash, then you can just Flint, Granite, and use Ramses on the next turn for the kill. But all in all, fine Satoros, like, you don't argue with that. That's a 117, I think, or a very low 118, I forget. So this is what you call a good run. Like, it's a conical Satoros. Like, conical's kind of notorious for getting these sick-ass Satoros times, and this will be one. That is a 117? Yeah, there you go. Welcome to world recording in Golden Sun. 117 is just the standard now. Kinda silly. Like, absolutely silly. I think about the banders for that, but yeah. So yeah, you can even trade safety and still get a 117. Yeah, that's pretty much it, Smart Files. It's gonna be a lot of yes, 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 yes. It happens, dude. I told you it would happen. It comes in waves, man. It comes in waves. Like, someday, like, some weeks, it's like, oh yeah, I'm busting out 118.08s. And then next week, it's like, well, I can't get anything better than a 120. It's like, god damn it. Game, please give me something. Like, for some reason, like, RNG just comes in waves. Like, every single one of my threats this whole week has had Sleep Star. Except this run, but other things happen in this run. So, like, I never see Sleep Star, except this week I've had, like, Sleep Star, like, every goddamn run. But yeah, anyway, point being, RNG sucks. So this is a little bit of no drama, I'll just do the normal stuff. I've been getting 3 encounters to the cave. Really solid first rate. That's amazing rate, actually. Ah, dude, Sleep Star is bullshit, man. It's the worst ability. You could actually get to the cave on 1 encounter of that, but we got unlucky. We got CBS too, Jesus. I've had 2 runs, I've had 3, one run had 1. So 2 encounters to cave is nice. So that's good. Like, there's nothing interesting happening on the split. It's basically just run around and flee from everything. Get lucky. Hope that you can flee. It's pretty much all the split is. I've had a terrible run. I had a terrible run. I've had a good run lately. That was so close. Double CBS. Jesus. Okay. Full split. It's still a good split because I only had 4 encounters. But double CBS, what are you gonna do? I think like this split like is one of my least favorite splits. Because after Satoru, so you're coming down from that huge rush of adrenaline from the first like run killer really. And you're into this stuff which is like just flee. And the thing about it is there's no skill to it. And so sometimes the RNG is kind and you get a good time, like my PB or my old PB. And other days you just get blasted and you like lose a minute because the game says no, I'm not gonna let you flee, I'm gonna give you all the encounters. The RNG in this game can be kind in places. Yeah, you're on sick pace, Breeze flees, or you get a full party sleep, you know, these kinds of bullshit things. So the split is just awful. Like, I like RNG when there's like a skill element involved. Like, I genuinely enjoy post-Tolby just blasting through those encounters. Like, I hate it, but I love it at the same time, you know what I mean? Because like, yes, there's RNG, but there's also agency around clearing quickly. I really like that element. That's why I still love playing this game. Whereas this stuff here, where you're just running away from stuff, is just not interesting at all. Like, it's fast, but it's not interesting. Yeah, exactly, Shuri. I think Golden Sun 1's at like like the way in which we're playing the game these days, you can't cut too much more out of it basically without you just dying to Staros Minati. Yeah, Suhel is annoying, but like at the same time, I still enjoy that part of the run more than anything else. Like there's nothing quite like the rush of that bit going well and playing through it. And then there's also the downside, you get blasted by it. But like, that comes with the territory. It's just these games. It's why like, I'm kind of heavily against legalizing early Isaac for TLA No 7 Quit. Mostly because it just takes the interest out of the run and just makes it so that you just run from things. Which like, cool, you get cool boss fights, but like, it's just not interesting. Like, even Mogul, which, like, is equally not difficult because you're just blasting Prockney every turn, it's still way more interesting than just running away from things. Because you're actually having to do, like, skillful inputs and you have to do menuing and stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know, we could talk for hours about this topic, and we will talk about it if you're still around in a bit. Chronicle probably won't, it's getting very late where he is. Dude, the fucking last step before Tret. That's so sad. Jesus. Mogul's when I find my groove. Mogul's when I found my groove usually. Like if I'm playing like shit or like not feeling it, if I get into Mogul, like I find my groove and then it just goes well. Then from then on, like I've kind of got it and I can start playing well again. I am not good enough at this game, by the way, to go for these instant climbs. Blues been doing instant climbs here for a while. I will lose, like, time on every one of those if I try. Like, my instant climbing is just so terrible. Like, I'm, like, at least 50% better at instant falls than I am instant climbs, and it makes no sense. But, yeah, that's just what it is. Mogul Optimal is Flee. or like very close to flee. Like if you could guarantee run, you'd flee. But Prockney is like not faster. It's not faster, but like on average, it's like not losing that much time. And you need to find experience somewhere anyway, so you just use that for experience. What's up, Maddox? How you doing? There is a faster kill for this fight, but I haven't mathed it properly. It's failed once or twice when I have gone for it at lower levels. So I've been going back to this just 3 summon strat, which is like it loses like 2 seconds or something, or 3 or 4 seconds. I forget how much. But like I know it works. I don't have to think about it, so I just blast through it. Like who cares? Like Golden Sun is not a game where you need to sweat the seconds. You need to sweat like the 30 seconds and stuff like that. Indeed, Lester Isolate. Indeed. Also hi. Yeah, just talking through like this game, talking through my thought process, talking through stuff. Like this run is like unbelievably stupid, like absolutely fucking stupid. But hey, whatever. See a trip. Oh yeah, by the way, like yeah. I like that if you do the summon strat the way that you do it there, like Breeze gets the first action, and then if he flees, you're like, damn, I lose 15-20 seconds if I get the encounter. But otherwise, yeah. Alright, so Tret, nothing interesting. I've just changed the order of my strat a little bit. This isn't new. This isn't new at all. I've moved the attack from turn 3 to turn 2 with Mia, and that just allows Mia to, well, get her stuff out. No, sorry. It avoids the situation where Mia can be outsped on turn 2. Mia can outspeed on turn 2, sorry. And then you just kind of end up a little bit of an awkward turn 3, so that's kind of how I'm doing it, but we'll see things happen. So we do the strat here for a very particular reason. We open up with Atalanta so that Ivan can get boosted up. We want him to use Ray on this turn if he can. If he gets damaged, or like if he takes serious damage, you're going to defend so that you can Ray on the final turn. But we got Thor targeted, 41 damage, nice. Okay, cool. Thorn is a cool ability, it deals a lot of damage. Anyway, this is where you defend and hopefully he's going to be fine. But not if he takes 20 damage exactly through Thorn. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. That is such a feels bad, like... it's such a frustrating thing, and you're just like, how do I play around this? You just, Anyway, I need the Neri to cover for the Ray miss damage, and then I can just throw out Ramses with Garrett. It's just... Welcome to Golden Sun. Welcome to Golden Sun. I guess that's where I can improve this. I guess just get better RNG on Tret and the same RNG everywhere else. But I mean, Jesus, this is Golden Sun. That's not going to happen. Like, the combination of things that you need to have everything go well. So, but also, I think this also goes back to my earlier point of, like, not resetting, right? I think if you're a Blueser or something, you may just, like, get mad and reset. But with this, you just have to, like, okay, whatever. Ivan's dead. Let's just fix him up. It's fine. Whatever. No big deal. What's substantively going to change anyway? Like, not much. It's fine. The only thing is I make a bad decision here. I go and revive in Colima. So I'm like, Ivan's dead. I need to revive him. Where can I revive? Oh, I can revive in Colima. When, like, that is not the play. Yeah, you can even do Ivanless Tret. It's not so bad. Yeah, Chronicle's correct. You just revive in Fushin Temple. But, like, I'm so rarely in this situation that I'm like, just go revive in Colima. And this is so much slower. Like, apps, just like a lot slower. I think this loses like 10-15 seconds. But, like, whatever. We get to see the happy people of Colima, I guess. What's up, Sam? Very silly decision. Yeah, the point here is that you're going to flee in the overworld anyway, so you don't actually need Ivan alive. It's completely fine for him to be dead. Hey, first try. and 1 encounter dilution, pretty normal stuff, nothing exciting, just, you know, good RNG there helps, like, not getting the triple lizard. You can get triple lizarded and they can water blessing you and it's really slow. You don't want to see that. Lizards are bad, okay? It's also really funny, like, you do lots of reps of this game, and you actually start to remember how many yes-nos there are in each of the cutscenes. Like, there's 3 in that cutscene. And, like, I don't know, you just start remembering them so you can just do the auto-fire business here. It's kind of funny. So this split's kind of strange. Like, this corridor here is basically... There's 2 elements to it, right? There's Zephyr, where the Zephyr will flee, and this corridor. If you get the encounter in this corridor, like, you can get, like, just completely destroyed. There's some very scary encounters here, so you're always happy when you miss it. Alright, so Zephyr, again, Zephyr, 2 things are scary on Zephyr. You can flee or you can use Storm Ray on Ivan and kill him. It'd be pretty typical in this situation normally. Also, I messed up that movement there. You can actually just go down right and you're kind of in the right alignment to kind of move to the left, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Point being, Zephyr can be a jerk, but he's not a jerk, he uses Flashbulb. Flashbulb is completely okay, you don't have to worry about that. What's up, Quadra? How you doing, man? I've been enjoying that Octopath lately, man. You've made my work week a lot more fun. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this split. And, you know, losing time. I'm saving time relative to PB because Zephyr fled in PB. But yeah, so there's like a good 50 seconds to be saved here, I guess, if you're trying. Like, yeah, it's a 117 Zatoros. Like, I mean, unless you're getting a 117 and then can also save all this time again, like, very, 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 very unlikely that you can even contend for this. No, it's good. No, it's seriously good. Like, there's not enough people stream at Sour these days. A lot of the old guard have moved on, like the in-ups of this world, who I used to watch a lot. But yeah, no, your streams have been really cool. Really appreciate it. Elzera's good times. So these moles are really nice to see. You do want to see Bramble Seed drop from them, but they don't always drop Bramble Seeds. Sag, no Bramble Seed. Good rate, actually. 2 encounters to this point is actually really good. Well, it's not really good. Just, like, the positioning of these encounters has been good, is what I'm trying to say. It's above average. It's an awkward time to get the encounter, but it's not too bad. You're still gonna get 3 encounters to quartz, pretty much every time, though. So, like, good rate here isn't really that impactful. Bad rate is, but good rate isn't. It's, like, very, very hard to get... I don't think I've seen anyone get 2 encounters to quartz, so I'm sure it can happen. Yeah, so throwing in these whirlwind scares are not a recent adaptation, but, like, it works. Whirlwind's slightly more optimal than using Ray. It's just what it is. But this quartz kill, we've been doing it for a long time now, but it saves quite a lot of time. The old strat was basically just throw summons at it, but you can basically do this sequence here, which is quite fast. It's very convenient as well, because you have proc me, basically, and you can just, if it runs away, you can just do stuff. Again, quartz fleeing here is awful. You lose like a minute minimum if he flees. Pretty good time. Pretty decent. Dude, I don't have my best possible time up on this. I just realized. I can make this smaller, actually. There it is. Ta-da! Yes, I mean, only being, like, +3 best possible at this point is kind of silly. Like, absolutely silly. I mean, even though bad things have happened, like, you're not complaining. There will be GLs later, dude, so I'm banking them towards that. But yeah, I did this off-stream earlier this week, so I want to talk through it and let people see what we did and then do some real dumb experimental stuff later. Like, really, really silly stuff. Yeah, actually, like, it's actually been kind of nice. Like, my wife's got a friend over, and they've just been chilling in the evenings, and I don't really need to keep my wife entertained because she's got a friend, so I can spend some time here. And I've been doing that all week, which has been cool. She has COVID, which is not fun, so we got literally nothing else to do, so it's a pretty decent use of my time. Well, clearly, a pretty decent use of my time, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, you don't like seeing the bone fighters, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, they're too. You want to see as many one-action encounters as possible, but you can't be picky. You just gotta take what you get, you know? Also, bad timing on that encounter, because you have to do the wiggle to recover gen, which is kind of a pain. Oh well, Killer App's been a real jerk lately. He's been, like, killing people and using Walk Around Isaac, like, a lot. I think he's okay in this fight, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I think he just uses Debilitate a bunch, so the fight becomes very, very, very easy. Oh no, I fucked up, that's right, I used bolts instead of granite. Ah, that's right, that's what happened, yeah, I completely forgot about that. Okay, but yeah, used bolts accidentally instead of granite, right? You just miss the input and just auto-fire the top thing. So the strat now is actually not so bad. You gotta use Cybele here anyway, because you can use granite with priority. And Proccni on the last turn. Now the only thing I'm gonna do different is that I'll Proccni with Ivan and then Prism with Mia and just throw out an attack with Garrett. Like, it should cover it, because you're so close to a kill anyway. I was like, I'm pretty sure Bolt's just gonna be fine. But yeah, I was kind of freaking out about it, because it's not the correct play. I'm pretty sure it works out, which is why I didn't remember this. Yeah, I throw out Flare Wall because I'm not sure if this kills, but like between Prism and like Bolt, like, it's completely fine. Yeah, easy game. Shoutouts to misinputs. So yeah, I mean, this is a good run. Still a good run. Lost time against PB, but that's fine. Like, you're not, as long as you're still like in contention, it's fine. I do need to save time at some point though. Oh yeah, and I fucked this menu up. I don't know what I'm doing here. Something happened. Something happened that threw me off, and I was like, what's going on? So it took me forever to do the menu. Really sad. And what's up, Aeon? Yeah. I don't know, there's something about that menu when like something goes wrong, you have to figure out like what you did wrong. And kind of getting back onto it is really hard. At least I find it to be really hard. Like when somebody dies and they have gen and recovery and you get missed onto Isaac, like it's really hard to do that menu because you're just not used to it. But anyway, pretty slow menu, but like skipping the encounter and not having to heal is nice, so you take that as a win. Forgot to stand by Proccni. Good first try flee. You're good at the swaps after mist. That's good for you, buddy. So okay, here's interesting. Okay, so here's an adaptation I'm kind of doing. I'm doing two Venus on Ivan, because it will always make Ivan go before Mia, which makes Proccni return first, which means I can do a menu in one go instead of having to wait for more gen recovery. So just a little subtle thing there that just kind of adds a quality of life improvement for this run back. If you only set one Venus gen, and maybe I need to check if Granite alone will do it instead of just Flint or something, or Quartz, I don't know. But usually there's an agility tie, and then sometimes Mia will go first, and then you can't recover Proccni, and then you can't clear an encounter if you have to be Proccni clearable. So I've been doing that recently, and I think it's kind of cute. I also had a lower level Ivan, but that's fine. Anyway, we got 2 first try fleas, like, other than the menu being shit, like, good, just pretty good split. Like, not gonna complain about that. Kind of perfect. It's a shame I balked the menu. Oh, Jerry got in the way. Shoutouts to Jerry. Oh yeah, so basically, these days in Golden Sun, like, nothing before this split, the next split matters, almost. That's kind of not true. everything before the split matters, but like this sprint split is like the run killer now. Used to be Kraken, now it's Spritz. And it's because of poison. And yeah, exactly. Like you can be 3 minutes ahead going into Spritz. If you don't get poisoned, you can be red. It's just simple as that. So much of this run now is get poisoned quickly. So my thinking and methodology here is that my line encounter, like, I will force on 2 slimes or better. So so basically worse than 2 slimes is 2 spiders and any single enemy. I won't force on a spider slime. I'm not sure if that is a possibility. But 2 slimes is where I will force. Anything better than 2 slimes, which would be 3 poison sources, either 2 spiders and a slime or 3 slimes, I will take that. Or 2 slimes and a spider, I should say. I will take those. So yeah, basically that's my methodology at the moment. We also looked into encounter probabilities. You should also force poison before leaving Living Statue 3. I also do this menu early, by the way. So you basically, you put the Frost and the Douse onto Isaac and on Ivan, or whoever you're putting them onto. Early encounter, kind of fortunate it was after the recovery at least. Alright, so let me walk through the menu. Menu logic is simple. If you do the menu now, you don't have any junk in Beer's inventory, making the menu more predictable. That's fact 1. Fact 2 is that you're probably going to heal with Ivan at some point, and if you have Frost on Ivan, then you can hotkey Frost while you're healing. So doing that there just kind of sets you up to make that play, and I kind of like that. You need both. Okay, cool. So 2 slimes we're going to force it. Both to outspeed Corona or to outspeed Mia. Oh yeah, by the way, I've been so mad at these things lately. I used Cure Poison to try and induce it, but like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Wait, this is the wrong one. Run. Wait, is it? No, it's the right run. No, sorry, I'm getting confused. Anyway, that's a quick poison. That's a quick poison. Wait, is this the right run? I hope it is. No, it must be. Must be the right run. Although I'm like, now I'm like very nervous. We'll see if Garrett dies. Yeah, imagine if we just spent an hour watching a dead run. Yeah, exactly, dude. I'd be pretty mad at myself. No, it's definitely the right run, because Trick killed Ivan. Trick killed Ivan. Trick killed Ivan. This is the right run. I have been getting poisoned on Garrett a lot lately, so forgive me for getting confused. It's just that the run previous to this, we got poison on Garrett, and then Garrett died, and I had to get poison on Isaac. It was really silly. Like, really, really, really silly. So yeah, my ultimate thinking at the moment is probably going to change based on what happened in this run. I do go into this with the expectation I'm just going to take a lot of encounters. So if I can clear an encounter with property, I'm going to do that. And then I'll flee from apes, and I'll try and... I will even take the rat fighters with Drench Prockney. Lol, Aeon. That's funny. Can't guarantee you this is not spliced. Jeez, where was I? I've forgotten what I was saying. Encounter stress. Oh, yeah. So, just fleeing from apes and stuff. But I'm thinking, actually, you might want to be more aggressive with your fleeing or something. Like, I don't know, like, I felt like the balance of encounters in this run was quite good. So I might, like, study this a lot and figure out, like, did I just get good rate? Was it that I got... The game forced me into fleeing when I should have? Or, like, I don't know, like, you flee everything. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, my dude. Fair enough, my dude. So I'm gonna take a look at this and see what happened, or, like, what would have happened, and really... like, if Ollie bobs me, like, I don't know if I'll try and get another run, but, like... Yeah, I don't know, like, the wall feels looming, you know, in terms of time. But yeah. Fair enough, Raffi, fair enough. I mean, everyone's got their own thinking around Alton, I like experience. I don't know if it's a win, dude. Could be an if. Like, these runs are very, very, very silly. Ollie wanted something added to the flowchart? Nice. Dude, that's sick rate. Holy shit. I just, like, straight up skipped an encounter. That's so nice. I've actually had, like, insane rate through all of Olsen. That's probably how I saved so much time here. I was, like, decently quick poison, and... yeah, decently quick poison, and yeah. Yeah, decently fast poison and good rate. It's pretty nice. Dude, imagine the game being nice. What the heck? I feel like the game's gonna give me, like, perpetually bad RNG for, like, the rest of my life now. Because, I mean, if I'm, like, objectively looking at this run, like, to this point, like... there's maybe, like, 40 seconds of realistic time save. Basically, between Tret and Zephyr, because of the Ivan death, but... yeah, I don't know, up to that point, like, hard to say. Perfect timing on that encounter as well, like, absolutely perfect. Couldn't manip it better, like, the exact step it needed to be sufficiently late to avoid the encounter on spirits, but still get the recovery, like, just, like, actually, like, actual RNG manip script levels of good. Yeah, you like, legit could not manip it better. I remember thinking, walking through that door, like, man, I hope that I get the recovery tick, and I did. And yeah, look at that, like, beefy as fuck goal, like, basically almost a 7 flat spirit split, like, that's just disgustingly good. Like, extremely silly levels of good. Like, if you could pick one split to go consistently well, every runner would pick spirits. Every single one. I think at this point we would take good splits over good Venus 2s. Maybe I'm wrong. Runners, speak up and disagree with me if you like. But because it's so early and such a hard run killer, I think if you could get guaranteed good spirits every single time, I think you'd take it. Yeah. So, I mean, caught by surprise, classic. Do I get poisoned here? Yeah, I do get poisoned. Fucking classic. CBS poison after the fact. Fucking beautiful. Thanks, game. Clap, 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 clap. Well done. Well done. Thanks for rubbing it in. Oh, that's what happened. Shit. Okay. Alright, so I fucked up there. I stand-byed Fizz, and the last run that I did that in, I cured poison instead of flying with Isaac. So I went back and fixed it, but I didn't stand by Zephyr, so I only have Atalanta primed, and I didn't realize it. So yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Also, I also got the encounter skip to the boulder, so I'm like, oh. Sweet, I'm in like a really good position. I'm just gonna reset the encounter and everything's gonna be fine. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I failed instant climbs to just do the retreat glitch. I've just been, yeah, instant encounter, just fucking awful. Don't want to risk losing poison here. I probably could have fled it, but just go dredge Atlanta. Probably not optimal, but whatever. Just, yeah, really don't want to lose poison here. So what was I saying about... Oh yeah, for the Hydro skip, I am now in the opinion of just try instant climb once, maybe twice if you're feeling lucky, and then just commit to retreat glitch, because retreat glitch isn't that hard to set up, and it just works. So like, I don't know. In the perfect world, you'll just get it. But yeah, I also keep forgetting to hotkey lift here. You should hotkey lift over frost, just because you have to use it anyway. You're just good fleet RNG, Jesus. So very nice. Just heal up, stand by everything, and then, you know, we're kind of good to go for Suhala. Like, a pretty okay leave, but kind of mired by the Atalanta clear. Probably should have just fled, to be honest. Fleeing probably was the right play, but... just, you know, you're so far deep into ult, and it feels terrible to lose poison at that point. You know, you like... realistically, if you lose poison, you're gambling on Manticore. Like, okay, Manti, poison me, buddy. And if it doesn't poison you, then you're in trouble. Yeah, exactly, Aeon. I was, like, thinking at this point, like... this run's stupid good. It was either now or, like... in Alton, where I was like, I'm gonna be really sad when this run dies, because... if you gold spritz, like... you're gonna feel really shit if the run doesn't PB, basically. Like... you've done, like, the hard bit, and then you got blasted. No joke, Carrie, but I was thinking that. I was actually thinking that. I was thinking, like, about Chronicles run. The 230 Colosso. I was like, oh shit. I've got double CBS coming my way. I got CBS coming my way, don't I, or something. Suhel was kind of interesting. I think we can take another look at the pathing through the desert. I did do that, Ronstrelle. I did do that. I do that. Yeah, well, I have done that. I don't like doing it. Where were we? I think we should take another look at the path through Lamakan. Because I think the strat that we use in no cutscene would just be better in regular. So basically, the way we normally do this, we do this precise path and then control our heat gauge by taking this weird route through the desert to do a trick where you jump across the oasis in such a way that it takes you out of bounds. Yeah, please do, Audible, please do. But no cutscene patch that doesn't work if you get a heat proc cancel or something. I forget the exact criteria, but it's something like that. So, seeing as I don't actually know the exact criteria, I've been doing this new strat, which is basically... also, I didn't heal because I'm an idiot. Unpunished. Yeah, awkward. Can't heal either. Anyway, you do this strat here where you go up to this rock and then just run straight left. And you get taken all the way over here. Force an encounter, like perfect encounter timing, by the way. And then you're out of bounds. And I think, like, this is, like, very clearly better than the Oasis slide, if you can get it to work. Yeah, just instant encounter, and, like, if that happens, this is, like, obviously better. But it's unlikely for that. I just got very, very, very lucky. That's basically the theme of this run. I just got very, very, very lucky. Again, I usually have to wait a while as well. But I mean, you can kind of gauge it. Like, how long ago was your last encounter? I was convinced I was getting the encounter right before the Oasis, to be fair. I was convinced that was going to happen, but I just got super lucky. Oh, that's Golden Sun, dude. You just have to get lucky. It's stupid, but that's what it is. Dang, no proc. I mean, I can absolutely show you all my other runs at this point, which just kind of got wrecked by the split, or like, I don't know, like this is fortuitous. But then also I got that, I didn't get the encounter skip in Alton. I got it like the one step before you leave encounter, which is awful. But I don't know, it's kind of comes and goes, right? Comes and goes. You still gotta be playing well to take advantage of the good RNG. Like, good RNG doesn't mean you're gonna PB, you still have to play well. So you have to make good decisions, all that kind of jazz. Exactly, Aeon, exactly. Anyway, Unceremonious Manticore. Like, very good Llama-Khan, basically set up by the fact that we had that perfect encounter timing. I think I got an encounter set as well. I've been doing that lately. I've been able to freeze it right as I'm getting the poison jump. First try Vine, because, you know, this is a record, so you're always getting first try Vine in a record. Exactly, Aeon. Exactly. That's why I preferred running this over console or just anything else, really. Just having to... The ability to reset and not feel like shit at the end of it because you have to go through intro again is just really nice. Yeah, like, I usually expect to lose time in Llama-Khan, but, like, it's actually a good Llama-Khan. Like, this run is, like, very strangely good. I think also... like, I don't know, like... It's hard to explain. Like, I just got lucky. It's just that Golden Sun does weird things when things are queued up one after each other. Things like instant climb and whatnot. Using Boreas and not Judgment because I had misinput. Classic. So yeah, I will point out again that this method here for getting through Gondwan Cave here is nice. That facing right is the addition Ollie added to this strat, and it's really good now. You just do this movement, you just do the jump. Like I came up with most of this method, and I was doing like a down movement to kind of make it work, but Ollie figured out the right movement, and it's such a good improvement. It saves like a good second over any other strat. It's just really good. Anyway, so we passed the poison shenanigans. Right now, the thinking is I need to get to level 13 with Isaac, and then I'm going to run away from everything. I took a peek at Isaac then, I was level 12. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, Mia's 14, Isaac's 12, Isaac 13 should be just around the corner. I take encounters up to Altmiller Cave. This is a good encounter. You can clear it with one summon. Take encounters up to Altmiller Cave, and then just leave, basically. Yeah, well, so far it's Isaac 12, but we'll get 13 on the way. Which is why I said that I want to take a look at like the experience routing in Alton a little bit, just to make sure that we can't do it more optimally. Maybe Conical is right, I don't know. Which is probably getting 1 million encounters, I hear you. Like, I got good encounter rate. I mean, it happens. It happens from time to time. I mean, I had like a lean Moogle. I had nothing from Overworld. I had a pretty lean Llama-Khan as well. Like, just sometimes you end up with low experience, you know? But, like, I'm, like, really not that far from 13. Like, if Mia is level 14, then you're in a good place, I think. Dude, where's my 13? That's actually way later than I thought it was. I never pay attention to it, so... There it is. Okay. It's actually quite late. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check all my encounters, like... This was actually way closer than I thought it was. I thought I got it, like between the cave and Toby. So... Shows me up. I mean, this run is just such an outlier in like every stretch. I think if you are getting like insane times like these, it's like, you know, you're bound to see some like sketchiness because we do kind of plan for like average stuff. Judgment, no please, we're running away. These days we're doing level 13 flea strats here, which is just the way to do it these days. So let me walk through this a little bit, because I don't know if everyone's aware of it. Basically, we did a bunch of research and realized you can actually get through Colosso at level 13 if you defend on Statridge strategically. So we'll take a look at the strategic Statridge defend later on. And at that point, it just becomes optimal for fleeing during Altmiller. Like, don't take encounters, because you have too many shitty encounters to deal with, like the golems and the golem gargoyles and the dreadhounds and stuff, and just flee. Nice, right? Yeah, so we just flee. Statridge doesn't become awful, it just becomes slightly more likely he's going to use nuts, which is annoying. Yeah, so you do, like, we'll see the Statridge strat. It's like Judgment, Defend, Rag, Flint, if it works out. But yeah, it makes Altmiller way more swingy, but also consistent, basically. Which is kind of, like, weird to think about. It's like, there's still a lot of variance, but, like, it's way easier to get good Altmiller times. $14 was because of two reasons, agility and HP, basically. But we have this... Yeah, like, bleeding is fast, guys. Exactly what Conical is saying, so, like, you do actually end up being in a pretty good position when you do that. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about Colosso when we get there. I mean, not that there's much to talk about Altmiller. Altmiller used to be super interesting. I kind of miss that we don't do all the strategic kills here anymore. Oh, yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, the vampire can two-shot you without having to do anything, which is really nice. Yeah, I've certainly had those kinds of runs, AKD. Like, this is certainly on the lower end of experience that I've seen. It just kind of goes to show that, like, you do want to minimize the amount of experience you get, because experience is indirectly time spent, right? Every experience point was a time investment at somewhere versus just fleeing, right? So you want to take as little as you can. And so that's probably the next thing that we'll end up doing, is we'll figure out how many encounters we want to take between Olsen and Lamakan, and then kind of flee everything else, basically. There's lots of concerns with Cicero's Minati, like lots of concerns. But we'll cover those. We'll cover those. Classic blue-green, which is fine. I was very sad that I got blue, actually. I was like, damn. Bitch, I'm gonna get blue-red. Blue-green's not so bad. You have to do like one movement. Big deal. Take the encounter reset. I'm telling you what I was thinking, Conical. Thinking, right? I was like, damn, that'd be so classic to get like a blue-red or something. Blue-green's fine. Don't complain about blue-green. Like, the flea RNG, like, my flea RNG here is like, very good. Like, we've only had, like, one issue. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get 2 encounters to Barbie, let's go. Instantly debated. Instantly debated. Oh well, still a good time for Barbie. It's actually funny, like, how often that happens in this run. Like, it's actually, now that I think about it, it happened, like, a lot. Like, before the trip climb, I got, like, the instant encounter. I got the encounter just leaving Alton. Like, it's actually silly how often that happened. It's like, I'm getting, like, one good rate, and it's kind of, like, offsetting everything by enough. But then I'm getting, like, a bad rate at the end, and it's, like, kind of fucking me over. It's just silly. It's actually so funny. Damn, I don't even want to calculate the probability of this happening. It'd be, like, scary. Like, scary unlikely. And hey, that's what happens in this kind of runs, right? Oh yeah, okay, so menu I do here, I just set to standby 2 gen. And the off chance I die in this encounter, because by setting 2 gen I get out of Gallant, which makes Isaac easier to kill. So there's like an outside chance that like an encounter like this could kill me. And then I'm set up for Colosso. So I just do it there just to, you know, give me an option at a kind of death warp. But it's like, whatever. Anyway, 1 encounter to Tolby. Pretty sick. Oh, you like that? Okay. But yeah, the point here is that the gen setup persists through into Colosso, so you can take that. You don't need to do a menu during Azar, which is nice. Pretty good Colosso start. Pretty good. But yeah, so basically the reason level 13's become viable over level 14 is a couple things. So first of all, we used to be doing level 14 with Power Bread to get level 15 HP stats on Isaac. But then we figured out this strat, which it costs 5 seconds because you have to use ground, but it works. And so that's why we do this oil drop flint ground judgment strat on Azar. That preserves your class. So basically on the ground turn we still have 2 Venus gens standby, which means that we have enough stats to tank 2 hits from Azart, which used to require us to get a Power Bread. And the ground turn removes Azart's action and gets us into judgment range. So we go from we do the spooky step of going from 2 set to 1 set with a turn that Azart doesn't have any actions. And so then you can just clear him with judgment in a safe way. So that was the first thing. That allowed us to stop Power Breeding Isaac and to go down from 15 to put the Power Breed on Ivan. But the thing is, this also works at level 13. So that makes this fight possible. And then the Satridge fight, the realization you can just defend kind of made like 13 viable there, because we were going for 14 on Satridge so you could tank 2 hits and then outspeed. But now with level 13 you can do interesting Jin things to get enough agility to outspeed and defend to kind of get back into range. We'll see Satridge in a moment, but like Azart's is what it is. Again, not having to do that menu because we did that earlier. I don't always do that menu earlier. It's just a thing that sometimes you can do. It's just a thing. Like it's like a 2% chance it pays off, but if it does, you feel good, you know? It doesn't lose you any time necessarily. But yeah, the scary thing here is nuts. My PB, if you can see here, I've got like a minute to save. It got 2 nuts on Azart, 2 nuts on Satridge, so it was like a pretty terrible Blosser. So I was thinking, oh shit, I could be like almost 3 minutes ahead after Navampa. Like, that is silly. Oh yeah, he throws out a defense, so you gotta throw in the extra Spire, which is like not a big deal. Ground and Judgment, as we've discussed. So pretty simple Azart clear. Like, Azat defends quite a lot, actually. As long as he doesn't use his oil drop, you're pretty happy. Once he uses his oil drop, nuts come into play, and you just become a sad person. But, like, attack, defend, attack is, like, not a big deal. Like, yes, Aeon, like, these runs are stupid. Like, actually incredibly silly. Like, it's actually really hard to contextualize just how dumb these runs are. It's really hard to contextualize. Like, this run's like 4 minutes better than my console PB, probably. Probably. Like, that's a huge difference, even accounting for emulator and whatnot. Like, it's huge. It's like 3 minutes faster. It's like silly. Absolutely silly. Alright, so there's the strat there. So you double tap Flint, set Granite. What that does is it gets Quartz to recover on the next turn. Quartz and Granite are both agility giving gen. So in the second Venus class with both of those gen, all of those multipliers together, unless you've missed like 5 plus 4 agilities, you will outspeed Satrich, which is almost guaranteed, basically. So, yeah, that allows you to outspeed on turn 3. So you Judgment, he attacks you, you defend, he attacks you, you're in critical HP but you're not dead. Turn 3, you get the outspeed because you've got Quartz and Granite set, you can Cure Well, and then you can go back into Rag Flint and just finish the fight. So it's that little adaptation there that's really made level 13 possible. So I forget who came up with that idea, but it's a pretty nifty one. Like, Relay and Conical have been pushing that for a while. World Record before this was 2:17:30 something by Ollie. I should have actually had that up, that's a good point. You double tap Flint and set Granite. Oh, there you go, Conical. Conical has the truth, I believe. See, you can see here I've got 72 HP, so I'm going to die to 2 hits if you don't defend here. So that's why we've been going level 14, because level 14 you don't die, basically. So now I've got the 2 Jin back and you need Cure. That's the one, Aeon, thank you. And then I came up with the Jin thing to avoid the outspeed on turn 3. To make the strats completely safe. That sounds consistent. So Smoke Bomb, he dies on the next turn, by the way. If he doesn't heal here, he dies to Flint. But he uses a nut, which is really sad. Every nut loses about 15 seconds, give or take. A nut takes 2 turns of 2 extra Ragnaroks to kill. Double nut, I have to do 4 extra Ragnaroks. So it's like adding 4 turns to this fight. It's super annoying. Like, he was literally about to die and then he uses nut twice. It's... yeah. Double nut here is annoying. Like, I think you lose 40 seconds or something. I have to heal here, by the way. He's still not dead. I have to use 1 more Ragnarok and then Flint. You could also use Spire or whatever. Yeah, we're at that point where it's like, damn, didn't get Perfect Colosso, that's a reset. Like, objectively speaking, like, so far in this run, there's like 2 areas where there's actually time save. Tret and Zephyr from like the Ivan revive, which is like maybe 30 seconds, maybe. And then this split, which is also like 30 seconds, maybe. Kind of contingent on nut RNG, so it's like, you know, 1 minute maybe of realistic time save, assuming everything else is like insanely good, which is like really unlikely. Well, it's probably gonna happen at this rate. We're looking into some dark voodoo shit now. Trying to squeeze every last little drop out of this game. But yeah, was it Future who was saying this earlier? But yeah, basically, level 13 has one more advantage over 14. And that is, at level 14, you'd need to do... to avoid Navampa healing. So the problem with Navampa is that if you hit him, nuts become activated and he'll use his nuts. But Navampa won't always use his nuts because he's got to use a smoke bomb first. So if he uses a smoke bomb and you hit him, then he can use nuts. He can't use any other item until he gets through that nut. And if he's not going to use the item, he's going to attack you instead. So you don't want him to be damaged. So level 14 was doing a strat where you had to have You'd turn 1, you'd set Flint, turn 2, you'd set another Djinn, and then you'd start summon failing. Which is fine, but it wastes time from the Djinn kind of Djinn recoveries and stuff. So the point then became that with level 13, you can just stand by all Djinn, set ground, which gives you the least bonus HP, and then just summon Judgment Veil into him, and then Flint and ground, sorry, and you're like just at that threshold where Navampa can kill you with 2 attacks without having to do anything. So to save that time on the Djinn animation is really nice. So it is a really cool thing that level 13 allows us to do. It sucks that Satridge has that extra turn to use the nut, but you know, it's a worthwhile trade-off. Less cutscenes means it's less of an investment to get Zephyr, which makes Zephyr slightly more optimal to collect. Because Zephyr is like a 2-minute detour with cutscenes. Probably like a minute 45, minute 40 without. So yeah, this is where you're using the Judgment Veils. As you can see, he's doing over half my HP. Easy. So yeah, I got like 30 seconds of time save, which is fine, but you know, there's another 30 seconds to be saved there from Nut RNG. But yeah, like 2 minutes ahead at Navampa, and you'd think at this point Ricky or PB is very safe. You'd be completely wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. So there's like 2 kind of choke points in the run. The first choke point is Spritz. Can we get poisoned quickly? Yes, no, pass, fail. If you don't, great, reset, have fun. See you in the next run. Also, is the next checkpoint, and it's more of a procedural, okay, here's the time you have, don't lose it in endgame. Oh, it's just different stats. The Djinn, broadly speaking, give you the same number of bonuses, they're just distributed differently. And ground gives you the least HP. So, might as well use it. This Suhala is basically... what is it? It's basically Bilibin on steroids, because every encounter skip saves like 20 seconds minimum if you get it. Ah, that's not wrong. That's not right. You save like 10 seconds if you get a good encounter, I guess. Yeah, Bilibin exterior, but worse. Because like, between the tornadoes you can get an encounter, between the loading zones you can skip an encounter, and it's like... you just need to get encounter skips, basically. And if you don't get them, it's really slow. Plus the encounter variants. Trolls are very slow. Harpy Roach is really slow, but then you also get really fast encounters as well, like Grubs are really fast, Single Troll is really fast. A lot of single encounters are really fast because you can one-summon them. There's no way I'm skipping the Waters of Life here, by the way. I just want, like, maximum safety. You know, this run's got very good potential. Also, the timer stopped because I hit the reset button at some point, because I think this might have been where I said I'm gonna be really sad when this run dies, or like, this run is stupid, and I hit my reset button. And I didn't realize until after, until I got to the gate. Yeah, you can cut the shop, but if I cut the shop, this run doesn't PB. So... worthwhile. I don't think you can cut the shop realistically, but I don't know. Anyway, I got one encounter skip, like the easiest one to get, or one of the easier ones. I've also been doing that menu slowly lately. I need to fix that. So yeah, the strat here is you run to Suhala, hoping to enter Suhala to reset your step counter, and then get baited. No, not really. Get a single AWP, which is fine. These guys die pretty quickly. I forget if they die to a judgment. They might die to a judgment. I seem to remember them dying to a single judgment, but I do not know. Like, Ollie will pop up in here and say, yeah, they died to a judgment. I'll be like, oh, yep, makes sense. Yes, you should absolutely do that. You should absolutely do what Chronicle is saying right now. You should use the power grid in that menu. It helps Ivan survive this fight. If he gets attacked, he can die, basically. And I just get lucky and they don't get punished. But yeah, you should absolutely be power gridding Ivan before. A, it's safer, B, it makes sense. I remember thinking that at this point as well, like, shit, I still got to power grid Ivan. And I'm pretty sure I do it after all the tornado lizards as well, which is really silly of me. So there's nothing interesting going on in Suhala, like it's the same old, using the... Look, I get a skip on it, right? So one skip, if you get like 2 skips, you're a pretty happy person, honestly. I think you're likely to get like 1 non-trivial skip. So, yeah, it's usually the one to flash that you get. So getting that one between the 2 lizards is nice. Attack onto Mia, very lucky that Ivan... Well, it didn't go onto Ivan, that would have been bad. Absolutely. The timer means nothing, Vic. The timer means absolutely nothing. This encounter here is like the worst. I always hate using Froth Sphere to clear it, but it is just correct to use Froth Sphere to clear this fight. But I'm so reluctant to do it, and I always go for this double attack strategy, and it doesn't kill. And I never do it right, and it pisses me off. I need to just commit to Froth Sphere. Anyway, this is a slow encounter. It's like the worst encounter, I think. I hate this encounter so much. If I do the frame count, Vic, actually, this is a 207. A 217.07 instead of 08. So if we have to get to into the weeds of frame counting, we'll do that, and maybe the time will get updated. But I'm fine with the timer. It looks probably accurate. I don't really care about the second. Kind of good action selection. Double attack is really nice. Attack is the fastest thing in the game. So getting attacked always feels good. Yeah, now I use the power bread. Because I'm like, damn, I forgot to use it earlier. Anyway, silly me. Moving on. Good rate over here to flash, so that this should be the encounter skip to flash, but it's my favorite encounter. At least this time I learned to actually just commit to Froth Sphere. Like, it sucks, but like, you have no choice. This is the only way to clear it efficiently. There is no better way to do this fight. Like, you can defend and use Storm Ray if you want, but it's not faster because you have to do the round of defense. Yeah, you'd be pretty mad if you missed the encounter skip from here, honestly. Little tech... Oh god, I can't do this menu properly. Nice. Little tech is moving ground over at that point, just so you can do this Boreas Broccoli Flare. I mean, all in all, a good Suhala. Like, you'll take 1 skip. You'll take 2 skips. Like, it's above average. Losing time, but whatever. Like, I made mistakes. Should have cleared that encounter more efficiently, but it was whatever. But this is where my in-game gets really silly. My PB had, like, the most ungodly blue path split. Look at it. It's 305. So this split here is, like, impossible to save time on. So I'm thinking, okay, at this point, just don't lose a minute, right? Just don't lose a minute, keep a minute buffer, and we can do something with this. So this is a fantastic start. The 1 summon Claire, which is super nice. 1 summon Claire pretty late, so pretty good odds to get the encounter skip. So that's another encounter skip, which is really nice. And do this menu immediately. Like, I don't like using the menu in Suhala, like, only because I'm worried the Storm Blizzard's gonna catch me. You do lose, like, a couple frames every time you open the menu, so I just do it outside. Got the encounter skip to gate, which is good. It's not really impactful, because those encounters are pretty easy to clear anyway, but, you know. But Suhala Gate, this is if you're going to get an encounter skip, this one here and the one in Barbie Lighthouse is super important to get. Like, they save so much time if you get them. This is like I hate this encounter. Okay, goblins are like Judgment Boreas or like Tiamat Boreas or something. It's such an awkward encounter to clear because they can kill you if they do bad things, but they also can just heal, and it's just... They're just super annoying. This is like a really, really annoying encounter. I hate this goddamn encounter so much. But yeah, I basically decided I'm never using Flash in Suhala Gate unless I don't have any Waters of Life. I have 3 Waters of Life, and specifically to play around this. So I'm never using Flash here to save those 5 seconds. and I will just take the damage, and if somebody dies that sucks, I'll just throw Water of Life into them. So that's kind of like the only adaptation I've made here that I like. Yeah, don't get the skip. It's kind of good that this is a one summon flare, but like still, it's just Suhala Gate skip just saves so much time. So it's a real huge feels bad to be in this situation. Also looking at my PP right now, I have 19. So I'm like, okay, I'm close to the gate. I'm going to use this to just drain off with Douse first, and then I can just like, you know, make my menuing a little bit more efficient. Pop into retreat. Don't have to like open the menu to check PP, all that jazz. Just like those micro optimizations. I remember thinking I was quite clever when I did that. I actually didn't do this trick actually in one of my runs this week. I didn't do the exit into here. I was really surprised when I retreated to the left entrance. Really silly of me. But yeah, Venus 1 is nothing special. Well, so I mean, basically what happened here, we got skip, didn't get the skip and gate. So I'm probably like losing like 30 seconds here or something. I forget exactly how much I lose, but like, you know. We're also timing these reveals in such a way that the reveal doesn't end before... I'm already losing time. The reveal doesn't end when we enter the door. I did that reveal like a fraction too early, so it cancelled before I left the door, but whatever. Pretty good though. I only made one mistake there, which is nice. But yeah, my PB is stupid. This is like, my blue path split in PB was nuts. This was a blue path as well in PB, so... Really silly. And I fucked up there as well. I said 2 fuck-ups on the reveal menus, but that's fine. Blue path first try is really nice. It saves like 14 seconds or something silly like that. But even with that, I'm like, yeah, losing 40 seconds on the split. Like, this is why I was thinking, okay, I'm 2 minutes ahead at Navampa, but like, that's not safe at all. Yeah, anyway, if I get this overworld encounter, I flee from it. Again, I've got Waters of Life. I have Waters of Life to burn for these reasons. If somebody dies here, I'm not going to the Sanctum, I'm just burning Water of Life. And, okay, fine, whatever. Didn't get the skip. It happens. I usually don't get the skip into Gate, and I usually get the skip to Lali, so it's just kind of inverted those. Just future time loss, I guess. Or future time save, I guess. Didn't go for the task jump because the girl was in the way, which is annoying. So Barbie Lighthouse is the other place where you want to get the encounter skip. Like, this one's, like, probably more important to get than the other ones, even. So you really don't want to see the encounter before the drop down. If you get to the drop down and you get the encounter, you've got pretty good odds to make it. And so, like, I'm, like, shitting myself at this point. Please don't give me an encounter, please don't give me an encounter. And then, like, to get this drop down without the encounter happening, it feels so good. But it is a shit encounter. Okay, so this is a flash encounter, so it's like one of the worst encounters you can get. Like, I think only 30% of all encounters are flash encounters here, or variations on encounters are flash encounters. So you feel pretty bad when you have to use flash, and Mother Gaia is slow as fuck as well. Like a 5-second animation. Disgusting. But yeah, you have to play what you get. You can get some really good shit here. Like, if you get those ice gargoyles by themselves, you can just one-shot them. But that's, you know, bad encounter. But what are you going to do? You can't do anything about that. The point is now, slow encounter, and I need to get the skip here. You can look at my PB and the split timer just over here. You can see 5:22. Very, very close to best. It was insane. Like, my end game in PB was nuts. So, even though I haven't got... Even if I get good RNG for the rest of this, I'm still probably going to lose time. That's how good my PB was. So I'm thinking, at this point, just please get me to the door. Please get me to the door. Like, if I can get to the door, everything's going to be okay. Right? Get to the door, and it's going to be okay. And then, beautiful, got to the door. Like, so lucky. I was just, yeah, like, so happy to see that skip. That kept the run alive. So at this point, I'm thinking, it'd be pretty great if I got Tunnel Ruin skip in this run, wouldn't it? Like, Tunnel Ruin skip could save this split and put me back into, like, PB pace. But I've never got Tunnel Ruin skip, and so yeah, it's not gonna happen. I literally never get Tunnel Ruin skip. It's false, perpetuated by the Blueser Cartel. But yeah, the Tunnel Ruins is basically the same as Barbie Lighthouse. It's the same kind of encounter set. You just want to avoid flash encounters. Ground encounters are like much faster than flash encounters. Like flash and ground have the same animation, but ground takes away animations and flash doesn't. So flash always incurs like extra time loss there. Oh yeah, I threw that potion onto Ivan there because he was low HP. I was worried he'd die even through flash, and I couldn't heal with Isaac because I need to do 2 douses with Isaac and I want to keep his PP controlled. So I'm like, no one else has a heal right now. I'm just gonna YOLO. I'm just gonna throw the potion onto him and just do it that way. Also missed the fast puzzle here, which is sad. Both my previous PBs had gotten that, so to miss it in this run is a bit feels bad. But oh well, it happens. That's life. At this point, I'm like way more worried about like the next encounter, right? Like at this point, even if I got caught by surprise, like I can probably outplay the situation because it's Tunnel Ruins, it's not Venus Lighthouse. And I've got Waters of Life to burn, so I'm like feeling pretty good about things, and then I'll get the encounter. Okay, oh, this is an annoying encounter. This is actually... A Drench doesn't actually kill this. I need to use Procne here. I need to use Tiamat here, sorry. Or Judgment or whatever. Tiamat would kill. But it's fine. I can use Drench and Stormbray to finish this off as long as it doesn't end. But yeah, Thor is nice because it clears out 3 of them, and so it makes it, instead of a flash encounter, it's a ground encounter. But yeah, just throw some synergy into this guy. Like, we're doing a lot of Venus 2 and TR optimization these days, so... Anyway, this is... Yeah, this puzzle takes like a minute to complete, so we're losing like 30 seconds. Ish. And like, this wasn't even bad, right? This wasn't even bad at all. Yeah, Future has got a point. Getting it before the puzzle is good, because at least you get the Gen Recovery. I don't need the Gen Recovery because it was a 1 summoner, but still, like, it gives you a Gen Recovery, which is really nice. The last room encounter is awful, because you don't get a Gen Recovery, and you dive into Venus 2, and you're like, well, if I get an early encounter, GG, have a nice day. But yeah, losing another 30 seconds here is not great. I'm clinging to the fact that I have, like, 30, 40 seconds of time save on Fusion Dragon to kind of justify, well, to keep world record in contention. So let's remember, the world record is 2:17:32. And just do the math, right? Just look at my time and, like, subtract things and do all that fun stuff. And, like... Yeah, it's not looking great, is what I'll say. Like, we're basically bang on. If I, like, had just kept the time save, it would be, like, record by, like, 3 seconds. So it's very, very, very close right now. And I know my PB has a really good final battle start. Also didn't do retreat because I'm a moron, but I kind of don't care because I guess that RNG manip what's stuff about to happen, I guess. Yeah, RNG manip. So yeah, late first encounter is like one of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see in your life, dude. The late first encounter is like, hey, I can get an encounter skip here. This is amazing. I feel good about life again. Like, that's so nice to see. But this encounter sucks. It's a flash encounter, so it's a slow encounter. Tiamat actually works here. I use Meteor because I'm a doofus, but, you know, again, not going to complain. Yeah, this is a Tiamat Judgment encounter. But yeah, so, at this point, I'm, like, not super unhappy. Like, this is well, it's like the fastest flash encounter, probably. But it's still slow. A late encounter, like, you take whatever, even if it's like Griffin Golem, like, you take that if it's late. Because it's like, I can probably... Yeah, I'm well aware of that. I'm well aware of that, Chronicle. But why wouldn't you just do Judgment Procne? No, in fact, yours is wrong, because you should use Judgment Procne. Because Meteor doesn't kill the heads. So you want to use Judgment. If you're thinking about the... You're thinking about Triple Spider Double Hit. Which is, like, even worse. Yeah. No, it's all good, it's all good, it's good. We're all friends here. You could also do Thor Tiamat if you're that way inclined. I do not recommend. But yeah, we didn't get an early encounter here again, so expect the encounter in this room, which is nice. There it is. bang on. This is a really good encounter to get. Of all encounters, this is really nice because it's sufficiently small that you don't need to use media, that you don't need to use flash or ground. The previous encounter was large enough to get me at 17, so she actually outspeeds, so I don't have to invest the ground. Like, it just lined up so perfectly that I could actually clear that without using granite or ground. So, sorry, flash or ground. So, bad first encounter, good second encounter, good position to get an encounter skip as well. So I'm like, oh shit, this Venus 2's got potential. Like, we may actually not get completely wrecked here. Things still gotta go well, but still might... Yeah, Spirit Armlet, sure. Like, Spirit Armlet could be a play, but we'll see about that. We'll see. So you do this solve here with the runaround. It gives you a gen recovery before you leave the door, which is really convenient. It's just a little adaptation that we figured out. If you use move to solve this puzzle, you don't get the gen recovery, and that can be bad. So it's just nice to be able to do that. So usually you're going to get the encounter in this room. Boom, there it is. Attacks first. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm fully convinced, like, there's some divine presence, dude. Like, attacks first in this situation, like, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, this, like, sure, like, okay. That's fine. Very, very fast now. Like, attacks first here save 20-30 seconds, depending on the encounter. That would be like a 20-second time saver. Yeah, 340 puzzle room, 3 encounters. Like, what is actually happening? Is, like, the run actually cooperating? Is the game being nice for a change? Now, the thing about attacks first is that there's two, like... There's a lot of attacks first, but there's a couple notorious attacks firsts. One of them is the attacks first into caught by surprise, which would be run over. And the other is attacks first, which is otherwise known as the Future X endgame. And there's a bunch of them that are just standalone attacks first, of course. But knowing you have an attacks first, you know that there is like an elevated chance of a caught by surprise at this point. So I'm like... My brain is like, shit, I'm gonna get caught by surprise. Oh shit. And Conical had recently lost a god run to Caught by Surprise as well. It does. Conical is right. We're kind of in that cluster of BRNs where it actually happens quite a lot. Only if you clear a very particular encounter in a very particular way, Future. Double attacks first. What the fuck? Of all runs to get double attacks first on. Holy shit. Dude, I know, that was like in my head through this entire thing. I at this point, I'm like thinking, oh, use Boreas. I'm like, hold on. Think. So split this fight over the 2 turns so you can skip 1 round of recovery. Like, 2 things. 1, I could get Storm Blessinged, and that would paralyze somebody, then I could run away. 2, this prevents the Chimera Mage from healing if by splitting it over 2 turns or using Boreas with Ivan instead of or Garrett would do that. 3rd reason, Judgment recovers after this turn. I only have to recover Boreas, so now I can just run around up here, get my run recovery, and I'm good to go. And what the fuck is this? It's a 606 drop down. Like, what the fuck? Like, where did that come from? Like, yeah, I was so like, what on earth is going on? Like, the double attacks first just does so much, dude. There's so... Yeah, I've had 5-5. I've had a 5-4 or something, Future. But, like, 606 is, like, well extreme up quartile of, like, things. I can't even do this menu, I'm so nervous. Look how slow this is. I'm, like, shaking and, like, can't even think straight. Yeah, 545, something like that, yeah. Like, disgusting gold. Absolutely disgusting. So yeah, I'm like, shit, this is like 116able. What the fuck? Of course, SEMFD have to play well. Again, lots of thoughts. Cutting experience means that Isaac cannot outspeed Satoros on the final turn. So I was going into this fight with the expectation that if I get perfect RNG, I'm ending the fight a turn early, and I'm not going for the 5-turn FD. I'm actually committing to 6-turn FD. Any other situation, I was going to take... I was going to go for the flint kill, but particularly with perfect RNG, I was going to be... I'm committing to 6-turn FD. Because I was just too scared of like the situation happening again where Satoros uses Inferno and like kills or severely damages everybody without any protection. So I've got like so much stuff going through my brain at this point. Okay, Minardi, don't do something bad. I'm like, okay, Minardi, don't do something bad. Satoros, please don't use Potent Cure. Break, I actually am fine with. Break would slow down the fight enough to get a flint kill, so I'm okay with Break actually, believe it or not. I just don't want to see Potent Cure, and I don't want to see Resist, and I don't want to see Death Size, and it's like a list of things I don't want to see. So this is all in my brain at the moment, just like, do inputs, do inputs, do inputs. You've got to get through the inputs as fast as you can. Just, you know, push buttons. Like, I almost targeted Minardi because my brain is like in overdrive at this point. And so what ends up happening is that Satoros just gets this weird inclination to want to spam Inferno. And I've seen this kind of seed before with like the Inferno spam. Like for some reason there's like, I've had this a couple times where he just only uses Inferno. It's a slow ability, but you don't care about that at all. You actually just want to see not Potent Cure. And like, okay, Minardi using Fiery Blast, do not care. Just anything that's not Resist or Death Size is great at the moment. But now we're actually at an interesting point because now Resist is fine. Because I'm thinking, okay, we're very, very close to perfect fight at the moment. We've got 2 judgments left, and like 5 enemy actions left. So if nothing bad happens here, like I'm actually killing on the next turn, which will be annoying because I have to have the extra turn on FD. But I'm like, okay, Break right now would be fantastic. That will be great. Please, Satoros, use Break. Please. This isn't like utterly ridiculous insanity pace, butt face. Inferno, amazing. I'm like, dude, you are on your Inferno train. You keep doing that, buddy. More power to you. But I'd love to see a break or something at this point. Just slow me down. Like, slow me down. Like, it's not Potent Cure so great, but slow me down. Do something to slow me down, game, because I don't want to do the 6-turn fight, but I will do it because I'm too scared, basically. Minardi uses Resist. Actually perfect. Like, actually perfect. I'm like, Minardi bless. Like, this is the perfect time for a Resist because it's not Death Size. And it doesn't change the fight, but it does slow it down enough to get the kill. Another Inferno. No Potent Cure. Just, oh my god, this is actually what I wanted. Like, actually perfect. So now Judgment's gonna kill Minardi. And all I need to do is just avoid Potent Cure for one more turn. Just avoid Potent Cure. At this point, Break doesn't even slow me down. Break's completely fine. Just do not use Potent Cure. Resist on that moment in this situation is perfect. Any other time, it's probably not great. So yeah, this kills Minardi. And Heat Flash onto Ivan. Ivan dies if I don't do the shop and Tolby right there, and then this is now suddenly a really scary fight and really slow fight. So yeah, shoutouts to the Tolby shop for keeping Ivan alive. Like, we literally do that for this reason. And there's so many runs that I've had that have been world record that have survived purely because of that shop. Power Red Circlet, yeah. Actually just straight up perfect. Guardian Circlet saves that, yeah. Alright, now we just gotta gamble on the 5-turn FD, right? So this is like spooky as fuck, right? Because I'm like, okay, I can actually world record if I get a 6-turn FD. So I don't need to push for the 5-turn, but not pushing for the 5-turn is slow. So 5-turn is a 216, 6-turn is probably record. Yeah, it happens a lot, AKD. You should absolutely do it. So yeah, first turn, I'm like, okay, Ivan can tank 1 outer space in this situation, like, but barely. So just don't get out of space. This is fine. Evil Blessing, perfect first turn, but it goes procs on Mia. So now I'm thinking, oh shit. Spooky Friend on Mia? I don't need to risk a 5 turn, so I'm not going to use Boreas. I'm just going to go for a 6 turn and be safe, because the only way I lose is if Mia dies to Boreas, dies from the thing. I'm also thinking, okay, I'm committing to a 6 turn at this point. Let's play risky here and throw in the Drench. Throwing in the Drench gives me the flexibility to play around with stuff on turn 6 if I get broken. So I have enough HP that I feel mildly comfortable doing this. This is a risk though, because if something bad happens, like outer space onto Ivan or deadly poison onto Ivan, I could be in scary range, and Ivan is very much in scary range. He now dies to targeted outer space. I'm now thinking, am I using Wish and Cybele, or am I just going for Judgment? I'm like, I have to do Judgment. Like, there's no other way about this. I have to use Judgment. So, yeah, Severe Bow combo is definitely a worry, AKD, but sometimes you gotta take a risk, man. I'm like, this is my risk, right? This is it. Like, if I get outer space into Ivan, GG, well played. Thanks, game. I tried, right? Break. Okay. No 5 turn, so 2 16s off the table. We are now very much in the 6 turn range. I'm not going to use Boreas here because I don't want to do that for Spooky Friend reasons, but I will use Thor. Thor is good here because it actually, so we don't get another break. We've done a bunch of math, and there is a kill on turn 6 with this setup. But it's a little bit spooky. But yeah, we'll get to that. So outer space, fine. Slow, but who cares? Evil Blessing. As long as it doesn't go onto anybody, which it doesn't, we're okay. As long as it doesn't proc on Isaac, we're okay. Okay, throw out the Judgment. Just, yeah, again, just get through the inputs, We're very, very close to this. Like, the kill is literally in sight at this point. But, you know, we are on 6 turn FD pace, so it's fine. And now, on this next turn, we have to do Boreas, Smog, Mars, Tornado. And that is, like, exact damage to kill. I think Smog will kill, but this Drain Fang puts him out of kill range. I was actually worried that I didn't get boosted Drench, which was going to muck up my calculations, but I was like, okay, we have to go for it. Just go for it. Smog, Mars, Tornado, Bless, Monka Stare, etc. Smog, outturn. Have to dodge 1 action here. It's Evil Blessing. Fantastic. If it was out of space, we could be very, very, very sad, but we weren't. Mars for the kill. GG. What a sick run. What a sick run. Great, like, so much happens in the end. It's actually ridiculous. I'm gonna do one thing because, like, I had some people in Discord watching at that point. Shoutouts to Raffy for the high YouTube. I think AKD joins in a moment as well. Meme lords. But yeah, like, this run's stupid good. Like, just... I don't want to beat this. It's like... It's so stupid. Like... How do you even beat this? This is like... So like... To contextualize, I think plus 11 minutes on your sum of best is like a reasonable aim. Reasonable aim, right? Plus 11. That's 219. So 218 is already like a good minute above that. 217 is 2 minutes above that. That's 9 minutes ahead of sum of best. That's just unheard of. Like, it's utterly disgusting. It's 8 minutes, actually. Jesus. This is like such a crazy outlier of a run. I legit could not believe what happened. Like, just could not. Also, there's AKD. Hi, AKD. Just could not believe just how this happened. Oh yeah, actually, I do have a good comment. There we go. 100% carried by the Future X special. 100%. Like, I was like legit thinking about this, and like that double attack first is like 40 seconds time save minimum. Plus 40 seconds on the 217 is not world record. Like, just actually hilarious. It pretty much is Future. It is the Future X at this point. You've had so many of them. So yeah, how? How do you ever beat this? How do you even dream of a 216? Like, I was doing runs that I did not have any dream of being able to beat the Ollie's 217. And then this fucking thing happens. Like, I'd been ahead of my PB before, but like, my PB has this godlike endgame, which is like impossible to run against. Now I've got this impossible endgame, which is like impossible to run against. Yeah, absolutely, Conical. If 216, congrats, my dude. Fucking all good, brother. You've earned that shit, man. Like, how much reasonable time save is there? A minute? Like, legit, like what more could you ask for? Like, I lost time on Tret, I lost time on Colosso, I lost time on endgame to its sick as fuck gold endgame, basically. Like, that's not realistic time save. You don't bank on getting good at endgame. Like, just how do you ever beat this? Genuinely, Conical, genuinely, dude. Like, how? I don't even know how Ollie got a 217. Like, we're just like beyond levels of reasonality here. These are just absurd. I genuinely don't know how. Like, if I'm kind of a loss for words, honestly. Like, this is just unbelievably silly. $210 endgame time. Shout out to Rafi and AKD for hanging out. Yeah, anyway. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.